All right, so we're going to talk about nested if-else, kind of complex logic, right? And so, what we've got is we've got this, text can come in to our app. But when they come in, we need to ask some questions. So we get that event, but within that, we've got, some kind of fairly complex stuff. So, one thing we want to ask is, you know, if the text is joined. And I'm just going to use English here. As you know, it's a little more, we have to be more specific when we actually code. But if the text is joined, that's one thing, and otherwise or else, we're going to do something else. But if the text is joined, we have to ask an additional question, right? So if it's joined, we need to know, is the sender already in our list? In other words, we don't want to put the same phone number in twice. So we ask that kind of second question. All right, so basically only if that's true and that's true, then we send them a, say, you're already in. We send them a message back that just tells them, well, why are you trying to join? You're already in. But then we have an else here, and this is, if we get to here, right, that means that that's true. So they did text join, but they're not in our phone list yet. Okay, so just let me make that clear. So they did text join. Okay, but not in yet. Okay, and you'll get used to this kind of logic where, okay, I'm only getting here if that guy's true and that this guy is false, right? So in this case, this is where we just add them to our list. Okay, and that's because they texted join, but they weren't already in. All right, but this whole kind of nested if else only happens in the case where, yeah, they did text this join. All right. Now on the else part, this else goes, of course, with that comparison. So we know they didn't text this join, and in that case, I think what we do is we just invite them, right? So they texted us something different, and we want to just invite them to the party. Okay. Now things are going to change when we make things even more complex. So what we're going to do is also allow phones to broadcast to the whole group. Okay, right now only the administrator can type in and broadcast to the whole group, right? All right, but what we're going to do is allow every phone that's joined at least, let them call in or send a text in and then have it broadcast to all the other phones. Okay, now when we do that, our logic's going to have to change. Okay, the first thing we might ask is, if they're in the list. That might be the overarching first question we ask when the text comes in. Okay, if they are in the list, then we might say, okay, well, let's make sure it's not joined. And if it is joined, give them that weird message or whatever. But if it's not joined, then we're going to actually broadcast whatever they sent us. Okay, in other words, if one of these phones is already in the list and they text something in, we'll just broadcast it. Okay, now if they're not in the list, okay, then we're just going to do our regular thing where we'll kind of invite them to join. Okay, so we're actually going to have even more complex logic, but kind of the key here is when an event occurs, what you're doing as an app builder is asking all these questions, making decisions, or letting your app make decisions so it can provide the proper behavior.